Welcome to Camp.Grill.Eat. I'm Angie, and today we're making one-pot mac and cheese. My intention had been to show you guys how to make this outside on the fire because it's a really great camping meal, but as these things go, Mother Nature's not cooperating, and it's super windy today, so here we are inside making this. But just know that it is a great one-pot meal for camping. All you need is your Dutch oven. If you're making it inside, you can just use a regular pot or your Dutch oven. Don't need a colander, you don't need to strain it. So it's great for not needing to pack extra stuff along, but it's also really great for at home, obviously who wants more dishes. And if you've got little ones that you're trying to get learning to cook, also a really great option because all they have to do is add stuff and stir, no lifting heavy things or attempting to strain the pasta, which is a little bit safer for them. So let's put this together. To make this mac and cheese, what you are going to need is 2 cups of macaroni. You combine that in your Dutch oven along with 2 cups of water. You're going to add half a teaspoon of ground mustard. If you like it spicy, you could use a hot mustard powder, but we are adding hot sauce at the end. And there's also half a teaspoon of salt. So what you're gonna do is stir all of this together. Then you're gonna cover it and bring it to a boil. Once it's at a boil, you're gonna let it cook for 8 to 10 minutes. You're gonna wanna lift the lid and stir it every 1 to 2 minutes because the pasta will stick to the bottom of the pot if it's just left alone, since there's so little water in there. So every 1 to 2 minutes we're going to stir it. But first let's just bring it up to a boil. I've got it, this guy heats up pretty quick, but we will bring it to a boil. And then once it's there, we just reach in and give it a stir every couple minutes. And we will check back on it in about 10 minutes. So it took about 2 minutes to come to a boil, and it has been going for about 8 minutes now, so we'll just check on it. While I was cooking, I shredded a couple cups of cheese, so you can see there's a little bit of water left. It looks like this is ready. So we'll turn it off. And you can check your pasta. Yeah, it's nice and tender. So it's totally fine if there's a little bit of water left in it. And now you're gonna add 8 ounces of shredded cheese. I recommend shredding the cheese yourself. I know the pre-shredded stuff is super tempting, but it's got anti-caking agents in it and it just doesn't melt as well as regular cheese. So the next 2 things are optional. You can add some hot sauce. I am going to add just a couple teaspoons. I'm using Frank's. You can use whatever you like. You don't have to use it. If you're feeding kids and they don't like hot sauce, it just adds a little bit of flavor to your mac and cheese. And then also you can add, if you would like it to be creamier, and who doesn't, a little bit of whipping cream. Just a couple tablespoons. And just stir and stir and stir until everything is smooth and creamy. So if you're making this over your campfire when you're camping, then you should use your cast iron Dutch oven because your fire will kind of destroy the bottom of your enamel coated one. But if you're making it over the camp stove, like a regular pot or a Dutch oven like this is fine. And obviously at home you can use whatever you like, some kind of pot as long as it has a lid. But I like the Dutch oven because then you can just serve it straight out of there. Super rich and creamy. Okay, so let's give it a try. If yours is like super liquidy after you're done cooking, just let it sit for a few minutes. It will absolutely thicken up the longer it sits. And if it gets too cold and gets too thick, you can always stir in a little bit of water or cream and help loosen it up. Anyways, we'll give it a try. So cheesy, very creamy, perfect. Your kids will love it. My 10-year-old nephew called it the best mac and cheese he's ever had, so you can take his word for it. And yeah, so this recipe will make enough to feed a family of 4 as a side dish. If you're trying to serve it as a main dish for anything more than like 3 people, then I would double or 1.5 times the recipe, just so everybody has enough to enjoy. Anyways, thanks so much for watching.